Hey, Ari here, leader of the race mixing revolution. Thanks for joining me in another video. I wanted to talk about how your job makes you a bad person in this video. It's a very strange sentence to hear. Your job is making you a bad person. When have you ever heard this? Have you heard this from your boss? Your boss telling you, man, you know what? I think this job is making me a bad person. I think you're a bad person because of this job, this what we're doing here. No, you won't hear that from the people at work because that would undermine the work, and we need to get the work done. So, how much will we do in order to get the work done? How much will you neglect somebody? How much will you deny somebody? How much will you hurt somebody? A lot of jobs are based on the premise of you create some kind of a product or service, something that people need, and then you deliver. So, when you don't deliver, what happens there? When you don't make something happen for somebody, you lose and they lose. What happens there? What happens when you start to get guilty? You are a bad person because of your job. That's pretty much what all jobs are. Is how much money are you willing to get out of what the bad things you're willing to do? Because there's a lot of bad things that people do to make money. There's a lot of bad things that people do to make money. They use people, they manipulate people, they exploit people, they push people to their limits constantly. What can you do? They take their mind and they push it. They push it every day. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Get it done, get it done, get it done. And then it reflects on other people. A boss will talk to somebody, and then they'll be a boss to somebody else, and they'll be a boss to somebody else, and it rolls down. How much of that is worth it? And how much are you willing to do for your guilt? Do you even believe me when I say that your job is making you a bad person? I think a lot of people understand where I'm coming from with this. I've been working for a long time. Since I was roughly 14 or 15, I've had different jobs. And I understand that these jobs have changed me. Sometimes they've made me stronger. Sometimes they've made me nicer. Sometimes they've made me calmer. You know, the struggles that I've had, they've made me a better man. And I feel like I've succeeded in some ways and failed in other ways. And I've learned from all of it. So that has made me a good person. And I've been there to help a company or whatever it was do the things that they were doing. That's a great thing to do, that you're actually doing something in the world. But what happens when you've done something bad and you can't deny that? I've done bad things at my job. Can I remember one off the top of my head? I don't know. Maybe I've been bad to a coworker. A coworker was trying to do something in their job and they were stressed. And instead of talking to them, I ignored them. I said, "Hey, I'm stressed too. So what? Get over it. Do your job." That's bad. That made me a bad person. That's a big attitude that I have. Just come to work and get it done. Is this a good attitude? What if we all had that attitude all the time and we never really talked to each other and we just kept our heads down and we got things, whatever done because somebody else was living their life and being motivated and having the life that they needed and they wanted? It's a very strange concept and it's a very sensitive subject, and I don't want to undermine capitalism, for instance. I love capitalism. I love the results of it, and I think we're getting better at it all the time, and I think we do need to challenge it in a lot of ways. But on a philosophical level, I think every single person needs to have some strategies to deal with how their job is making them a bad person. And I hope you understand that. I hope you can talk to somebody about this. Find a way to ask them. Think about what is that moment that made you a bad person. Damn, that made me a bad person. I did something bad. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? I'll go through with it. I'll just keep going, make sure I get the work done. And then maybe next time something like that comes up, I'll think about how I can do my job and at the same time not be a bad person. At least make it work. At least redeem myself. Is there any way that you can redeem yourself? Because that is what is not guaranteed. Doing bad things in life is guaranteed. But to be redeemed from it, to get revenge on it, to get revenge on yourself, but to prove a point, to find the justice, the true justice, it takes a lot of creativity. It takes a lot of intelligence. It takes a sharp mind and a strong will. So I hope that I've given you some of that today. And you are a bad person for having your job, but we can't all quit our jobs. You can't go to your boss and say, "Hey, you know what? I think my job is making me a bad person." And they would say, "Okay, well, why don't you leave then?" Are they responsible for making you a better person at your job? Who is responsible for that? The government? Your family? Who is responsible for that? Who can make you a good person at your job? I hope that you've learned something today. I hope that you can take some of these words with you. I hope that you respect some of the examples that I've given. I wish I had more specific examples. I don't want to get too personal about this because I want you to be able to think about it in your own ways. And it might have been good to have an example here and there. But you know what? You'll find a way, I believe. I think I've found some ways myself. I've been punished for my own creativities at different jobs that I had. But you know what? Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's worth the punishment. Sometimes it's worth somebody judging you, coworkers and your bosses and these kind of people looking at you and saying, you know what, this guy is doing too much, you know? He's saying too much, he's doing too much. I've always been looked at as that kind of a person because I don't want to be a bad person. So many people very, very comfortable with being a bad person. I'm not that comfortable with being a bad person, always doing something bad just because it's my job. It's not cool. It's not good to me. It's not right. It's just wrong to me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I got a lot more videos coming out in the future. Please share my video, copy the link, send it to some people, share it on social media. Please support me on Patreon. As little as $1 a month, you can help me in these very critical early phases of the revolution, help me build it from the ground up. Please remember my words and take them with you into the future. And thanks for watching again. I'll see you next time.